Hello, everybody, and welcome to Haynes and Carolyn Hill Stadium at Lynn Cottrell Park. My name is Brendan Shabath. Joining alongside me is my partner, Alex Adams, for today's Peach Belt Conference doubleheader between the visiting Georgia College and State University Bobcats and your North Georgia Nighthawks. Thank you so much for being here on this fine, action-packed Saturday afternoon. Plenty going on in the collegiate sports world and plenty going on right here in front of us at the Hill. Alex, today a doubleheader between the Bobcats and the Nighthawks. UNG took the win yesterday in Game 1 of the series, a standalone Friday evening matchup. 13-6 the final in that one. The Nighthawks blast 4 home runs in the game. Carly Knowles has 2. Natalie Ray with 1. Tegan Laval Masonette with another. They led 10-1 in that game. Georgia College fought their way back a little bit, but UNG ultimately was just too powerful on offense.
Yeah, that 13-6 kind of misleading. Georgia College fell back 10-6, but Carly Knowles and Natalie Ray kind of slammed the door shut with back-to-back home runs there in the 6th inning. So good showing by the Nighthawks. Look for more of the same today if you're a Nighthawks fan.
So Chloe Paz starts in the circle again today. She was the starter in yesterday's game as well. Pitched 3 1/3 innings, was really good. Didn't allow any walks and had 5 strikeouts, but did give up 3 late runs in that final 4th inning before she was ultimately pulled. Gave up a run in the 3rd and 2 in the 4th before she left. She throws a first pitch ball to Cam Caldwell as we are underway. Caldwell, the senior third baseman out of Athens, batting from that left-handed side, takes ball 2.
Yeah, Posh, yesterday that 4th inning kind of got away from her. Might have been a little bit of fatigue there. She missed about a month with injury, so just not coming back for her, getting her arm back. A little bit of fatigue might have set in for her.
This is a Nighthawks team that is more banged up today than it was yesterday. Caitlin Johnson played through sort of an injury. She played hurt yesterday and ultimately didn't bat in what would have been her last plate appearance because she was just too hurt. That one's off the glove of Paz. Diving is the new second baseman, Ava Lunsford. It's off her glove into center. Caldwell reaches with a single up the middle for the first time.
Good job there by Sydney Reeves getting over there quickly. The ball kind of bounced off of Lunsford's glove kind of weirdly, and Reese good to keep Cam Caldwell over there on first.
And so that's the other injury that we were going to mention. The freshman second baseman who's been a starter every game this season, Jenna Miles, is also out with an injury today. During the game yesterday, she slid into second base, said she just felt a little bit uncomfortable, and then woke up with some pain this morning. So she's not in today. So Ava Lunsford gets the start at second base. Lunsford has not played second base much in her career, has not played it at all today. She actually took reps behind the plate at the start of the season, primarily in practice as a catcher. UNG wasn't quite sure what their catching situation was going to be. They tried out a number of different options behind the plate before Knowles ultimately emerged as the lead candidate as the starting catcher, as she has been all season. This one's roped down into left and down in front of Natalie Ray off the bat of Davina Checo. Back-to-back singles to start the game for the Bobcats.
Yeah, if I may, I think Brooke O'Hare is happy with her selection at catcher, Carly Knowles.
Yeah, most likely. So the first 2 on today against Paz brings up Sydney Lancaster. Sydney, a junior from Woodstock, first baseman today. Swing and a miss.
Sydney yesterday 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Those 2 hits actually representing her only 2 hits in 12 at-bats against North Georgia. So found a little bit of success to Lancaster yesterday.
And she's hit there and quickly. The bases are loaded here in the top of the first with nobody out.
Early trouble for Paz. 3 straight batters reached, nobody out. Kind of seeing the same thing that we saw out of Shelby Jones yesterday, where a little bit wild and a little bit finding the barrel kind of led to a big inning for you in that first inning yesterday.
And Aaliyah Medina, the assistant coach in charge of the pitchers here at North Georgia, quickly out of the dugout to calm her starter down. Nighthawks have been in a number of bases loaded situations defensively this year and have found a way to get out of them. This is going to be a challenge, though. Carly Gutierrez, the sophomore catcher at the dish. Paz, nowhere to put him. First pitch outside, ball 1.
Yesterday, the top of this Georgia College lineup is really the part that does the most damage. The bottom part hasn't really had much success this year, so if Paz can get out of Carly.
Roberts ran into Caldwell over at third. That was a foul ball anyways. Gutierrez 1 for 4 with a strikeout yesterday. Entered this series hitting .354 on the year, which is actually a dip from her freshman season in which she was the freshman of the year in the Peach Belt Conference. The 1-1 downstairs.
Don't know how upset I could be with a .354 batting average, so that 414 is going to be hard to match every year, so .354 is more than good.
The 2-1 infield drawn in. Gutierrez smokes it to left, but it will get fouled. Certainly home run distance, but it lacked the alignment.
UNG has seen that before out of Gutierrez last year. The first game of the series last year, Gutierrez smacked two home runs in that 12-3 run rule by GCSU, so definitely no stranger to home runs in this ballpark.
The 2-2 on the ground. Moody is there, flips to third for the first out, and that's the only out they will get. Georgia College does get a run on the fielder's choice from Gutierrez as Caldwell scores, and the Bobcats are on the board first, 1-0. That is a big early run here in the first of this doubleheader.
You're seeing the confidence from GCSU coming out of yesterday, scoring 5 runs late against UNG, continuing that today in this first inning.
So now Emily Hutchison, the center fielder at the plate. Hutchison 2 for 4 yesterday, one of only 2 Bobcats with multiple hits in the game. Had an RBI as well. She swings through this one for strike 1. Hutchison, the first of a trio of lefties in the lineup for head coach Brittany Johnson. Caroline Pollock and Eliza Kuhn will follow, barring a double play here. Runners at first and second. Outside, 2 balls and a strike.
I can see too many double plays out of this Georgia College lineup. Only 6 on the season all year, so they are a very tough team to double up.
2-1 is in there for a strike. Good pitch from Paz. And fouled. It's very important for Georgia College that they score first in this game. UNG this season is 25-3 when they score before their opponent. So they've done it 28 times out of the 38 games they've played. In the 10 games where they haven't done it, they're 5-5. So clearly a trend builds when the Nighthawks do or don't score first, and it usually, understandably, goes better when they score first, but that's a pretty marked discrepancy between the two.
It is. I think a lot of teams, when UNG scores first, it's usually 3, 4, 5, 6 runs, and they feel kind of pressure to kind of get that all back with one swing, and it just kind of goes against them. So if they can score first in games, they really get the confidence that they need against the number 1 team in the nation.
2-2. Just a bit upstairs. Close one for ball 3, and we'll get a full count to Hutchison. This will be pitch number 8 of this long battle. The payoff. Fouled up, and Knowles never saw it. Wouldn't have got to it anyways before it hit the screen. Pass, checks the watch, readies, and fires. Swing and a miss. Upstairs with the heater, and Hutchison couldn't keep up. Big second out in the form of a strikeout, her first for Chloe Pass.
Yeah, that is big, because now even if Lancaster does get over the third, the sacrifice will not be on, so that out could prove massive for Chloe Pass in this inning.
That brings up Caroline Pollock, senior out of Dudley, Georgia, a former transfer 2 years ago from Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College. She's ahead 1-0. Pops it up, and this one just slips over the screen on top of the awning and right in front of us here at the press box.
If we had Savannah Banana rules, I might have been able to make it out on that.
Yeah.
Play.
Still a ball and a strike on Pollock. Make it 2. Good darting action late on that pitch from Pass.
We saw this out of Pollock a little bit yesterday. Kind of swing happy, 2 strikeouts yesterday, so really kind of what Chloe Pass is looking for here.
The 1-2. Well upstairs. The 2-2 is fouled back right over our heads. Lancaster at second, Gutierrez at first. Lancaster was hit by a pitch 3 batters ago. Gutierrez reached on the fielder's choice RBI. Still a 2-2 to Pollock after a couple foul balls. Strike 3 called on the outside edge. Pollock watched it go by, and Pass, with the bases loaded and nobody out, only allows 1 run and keeps the Bobcats within striking distance for her offense, which is coming up on the other side of the Nighthawk Sports Network.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
Back here in Dahlonega, Georgia College with a 1-0 lead after the top of the first, and it'll be Tiffany Caban starting in the circle today for the Bobcats, sophomore out of Evans, Georgia, and Greenbrier High School. Caban, one of two Georgia College pitchers that UNG did not see yesterday. We kind of expected that. We expected it to be Jones, the starter, yesterday, and Caban today. We'll see who they start with in game number 2 of this doubleheader. And Sydney Reeves, the center fielder, will lead it off after going 2 for 5 with an RBI yesterday and a run scored. First pitch is a ball low and away.
Yeah, Caban, the Nighthawks have seen before. She pitched against UNG last year, won a third of an inning, 1 hit, 5 earned runs because of 4 walks and a home run. So we'll look to try and change that as Miss Caban today.
Reeves scorches this one to center field. It's over the head of Hutchison. The speedy Reeves quickly into second base, and Sydney Reeves strikes again from the leadoff position. Another leadoff knock. She's hitting almost 500 in the first at-bat of a game this season, and she's 2 for 2 in this series in that situation.
Yeah, it's so wild for Sydney Reeves, that statistic, just getting on base, and it really helps the Nighthawks too, because you're protecting the people below you. I think that's what's helped Jenna Miles so much this season, being a freshman. Just having that presence in front of you, getting on base, putting pressure on the pitcher early is what's helped Jenna this year.
And typically this is where Miles would bat, but with her being out and the switch up in the lineup today, it's Riley Moody. She's usually down in the 5 or 6 hole as some bottom of the lineup cavalry for O'Hare. Ball and a strike on the senior from Douglasville. Riley, .391 average this year. 8 bombs, 40 RBIs this season.
Not your typical 5 or 6 hole hitter, .393 average. That's typically what you do as a leadoff or a number 2 hitter, which he would be on most other teams at this level.
Yeah, I think Riley often gets to play the role in which the hitters in front of her typically clear the bases. You've got your big home run hitters with Ray and Knowles usually in front of Moody. She takes the ball upstairs, and often they are clearing the bases or bringing in runs. And if you're a pitcher, maybe you go, okay, all right, there's the home run from their lead home run hitter Knowles, or okay, there's the RBI double. We kind of saw that coming. Now I'll get the rest of these hitters, and then you get ambushed by Moody, who's still one of the best hitters on the team, and one right on the elbow pad and head down to first.
Not only ambushed by Moody, but ambushed by Mary Seal or Tegan Laval. I mean, there's power up and down this Nighthawk lineup. There's no easy place for these pitchers to get out.
There's power at the plate right now in Natalie Ray. 3 for 4 yesterday with a home run and a double. 3 RBIs in the game. Scored twice. And it looks like Moody needed an extra second to rub off that stinger. Thought she caught it right on the elbow pad, but it might have missed. And a first pitch ball to Ray.
Yeah, Ray with those 3 hits yesterday, tied a season high for her. 4 other times she's done that, so leads a hit in 9 of 11 games, so she's on the heater as well throughout this Nighthawk lineup.
The 1-0 upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Caban staying up top against Ray, trying to stay out of that strike zone against this .430 hitter. 9 home runs, second on the team for the Covington, Georgia native and former Ole Miss transfer. 3 balls and no strikes. Caban at risk of letting this inning get away.
We see a lot of teams try and not pitch to the Nighthawks, but You know, Nighthawks are just so good at not only getting hits, hitting home runs, hitting doubles, triples, but also just taking a walk and handing the bat to the next person, line up, trusting them, and letting them do damage.
And Ray showed the bunt, pulled it back for strike one. Reeves at second, Moody at first. The first two hitters in the lineup today for UNG. Upstairs, ball four. Bases juiced for Carly Knowles.
It was actually almost close to hitting Natalie in the face. She had to turn her head away, so good reaction time by Ray to just get out of the way and take the easy walk to first.
So Brittany Johnson, the head coach of the Bobcats, in the circle to talk strategy with her infield and also maybe just calm down her pitcher. We mentioned yesterday Johnson, a first-year head coach with the Bobcats. She was an assistant at St. Leo for 6 seasons prior to this year. Was promoted to the associate head coach of the Lions in 2022. Third coach in the last 3 years for Georgia College. They had Jamie Grodecki for 13 seasons, who started back in 2010, and she was their go-to and their leader for over a decade. Resigned after the 2023 season, so last year it was Kenneth Bellamy, who was an assistant coach in 2023, promoted to head coach in 24. And then he left Georgia College to go to Emmanuel this year, where with the Lions, he's currently 16 and 19. He's played both North Georgia and Georgia College this season. Actually just swept the Bobcats, did Bellamy and Emmanuel in a Tuesday doubleheader earlier this week.
Georgia College is looking for some consistency on the field. They haven't won more than 30 games since 2019. Haven't made the Southeast Regional since 2018. So trying to get back to the glory days is Georgia College, but kind of struggling in that department over this kind of half decade since after COVID.
1 ball, no strikes to Carly Knowles. Swings and kills this one. Deep left field. Was there ever a doubt? Bases loaded, cleanup hitter at the dish, and Carly Knowles, the menace that she is, strikes again for the 15th time this year.
Yeah, Brooke O'Hare's kind of happy with her catcher this year, I think. I believe that ties her for third in program history in home runs.
It does. She's now third all-time in the Division II era in UNG history with 15 home runs. And yesterday she broke the freshman home runs record, and now she's just chasing that number 19, which is the all-time mark in program history in the NCAA era.
19 is the program record, you said?
Yes.
Are we certain she's not going to get to this series?
We are not. She's on pace to get 19, or more accurately 18.7, by the end of the regular season, and that was prior to today. She averages essentially a third of a home run a game, so 1 every 3 games.
She has 3 in not even 2 games, so something about your math is not mathing, Mr. Shabazz.
I think it's Carly Knowles that's not mathing. Grand slam quickly makes it 4-1. North Georgia with Paz now at the dish. She lifts this one to shallow right. Davina Checo goes back, and the second baseman makes the grab for the first out. So in back-to-back games in this series, North Georgia puts the first 4 hitters in the game on base and brings them in. Thanks in part in both games to Carly Knowles, but entirely to her in this one.
Carly Knowles heck of a series, trying to go for that three-peat of PBC Freshman of the Week, maybe even getting a PBC Player of the Week as well. So
it was a bit of a surprise to not see a home run from her in the Wednesday doubleheader at Tusculum, in which the Nighthawks set the program run record with a 26-1 win in Game 2 of that. Almost felt guaranteed that Knowles would have a home run in a game in which they dropped 26 runs.
I would think she would have about at least 2 in that game, not 0.
But with the way today's gone, you're certainly right. She'll definitely be in the running for the weekly awards within the Peach Belt Conference come Monday. Lunsford waits on the 1-1 and just a bit upstairs. So Lunsford getting the start today, her 3rd start of the year. She's only totaled 16 at-bats. Most of those are pinch hit opportunities, typically in run rule or soon-to-be run rule games. Fouls that one back, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hitting .438 in those 16 at-bats. 7 for 16 prior to today. Does have a home run to her name. It was the first home run of her career. Came back in mid-March against Union in a neutral site doubleheader. The 2-2. Swing and a miss upstairs. Caban with the good heater. And that's out number 2.
What a luxury it is for
Now batting number
O'Hare to
22,
just have Lunsford on the bench in the 4th 38 hitter, just kind of able to put her in where she needs her when she needs her. So.
And now it will be Mary Seal Brumby. Upstairs, ball 1 to the lefty. Brumby, one of 3 lefties in the lineup today. Her, Reeves, and Ray, who we've already seen.
Brumby 1 for 2 yesterday with a walk, so.
Swings and pops this one up foul, and Gutierrez will just get a better look at it. Talked about the improvement for Mary Seal as of late. Rough start to the year, .212 average through the first 20 games. Was just hitting it in all the wrong spots, and she started to find the gaps in the last 18 games for UNG. Swings through that one, and the power has come back. She hit 6 home runs last year as a sophomore in what was really her first full season of action. Over 100 at-bats, started 32 games. A lot of action later in the year as injuries started to pile up for UNG. She fights that one off. And it was really a resurgence for her. Or maybe just a surgence. Is that a thing? You have a surgence before a resurgence? I feel like you have to, right? There's math. That's math. That's word math.
Kinda, yeah. I'm better with outer, but not word math.
Oh, boy. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But yeah, so 6 home runs, got up to 32 RBIs before the season ended, a slugging percentage above .620 in her 100 at-bats. And so it was kind of the expectation that she would pick up where she left off. Big, powerful hitter from the left side. She was one of those people that you felt like anytime she was up, she could hit a home run. And it still feels that way. The season just didn't start that way, but she's back on track in the last month, 4 weeks, 5 weeks or so.
Lisa hit 8 of her past 11 games.
And she's got another today. That one is drilled off the wall in center field. Comes all the way off the base on the carom. Hutchison has to go to medium depth center to pick it up. That ball was roped off the bat of Brumby, and she's got a 2-out double.
That was absolutely hammered. Just didn't have the launching would have put it out of here, but really probably could have put a hole in the fence with how hard that ball was hit.
Might be a mark out there. Somebody go check if the laces are imprinted on the center field wall. Now Tegan Laval Masonette starting in right field today. Takes ball 1 in her first at bat.
Laval Masonette 1 for 4 yesterday. Kind of misleading though. She had 4 RBIs, 3-run jack, and a bases loaded fielder's choice. So good day for Miss Masonette yesterday.
She takes inside to get in front in the count. Taking another player who was inserted in the lineup last year due to injury and really performed well was Peach Belt Freshman of the Week a couple times last season. She ropes this one out into center. Doesn't have enough carry. No, it's just off the top of the wall. Brumby scores easily. Laval Masonette was 9 inches away from her second home run of the series. Back-to-back frozen ropes, and UNG in consecutive games has put up 5 runs in the first inning.
We mentioned it yesterday, but just not only the power on this Nighthawk lineup, but just able to go double, just hand the ball to everybody else and keep scoring runs for the Nighthawks is what puts pressure on opposing pitchers so often.
And you saw what this Nighthawk offense has done so well in that at-bat from Laval Masonette. Get in front in the count and wait for your pitch. It's impressive how they can do both of those things at the same time. They're ready as soon as they step in the batter's box to swing, but it's got to be the right pitch. And more often than not, they find that pitch eventually, whether it's the first of the at-bat or the 6th. So many hitters in this lineup have such good discipline in waiting for their pitch that they can do damage on and following through. I think Knowles is a great example. A first pitch home run in her first bomb yesterday, a second pitch home run in the Grand Slam today. She will jump on anything that's in danger territory.
Anything that anything that this Nighthawk lineup likes, Brooke O'Hara's given the Nighthawks really the freedom to just swing at whatever they like, and trusting that if they don't like it, that they'll just keep the line moving, hand the bat to the next batter.
And it sounds plain and simple, like duh, swing at a good pitch, but it's not easy to do. How many times have we seen good hitters let one go by down the middle and think, man, they probably should have swung at that? It just doesn't happen that often with this Nighthawk team.
Or the opposite. You see a slider that's 4 or 5 feet off the plate that your hitter will just swing right over the top of. You're like, what are you swinging at? That ball was in the opposite zip code.
Yeah, often 2-strike situation. Pressure builds. They feel like they got to put a barrel on it just to stay alive. And Roberts takes the 3-1 walk. Lineup flips over to Sydney Reeves. Batting for the second time this inning.
Gotta love when the announcers are correct for a time, you know.
Isn't that a good feeling?
It is.
That doesn't happen often. And we'll see. Looks like Georgia College is going to make a change already. We didn't really get to talk about Caban. She's been solid this year. And instead, she doesn't make it out of the first inning. Only 2 outs recorded. And Annalise Knopp, who we saw yesterday, will take the ball from her and take her place in the white circle. We'll step aside for a quick break on the Nighthawk Sports Network. UNG ambushing Georgia College here in the first. They have a 5-1 lead. In the top of the order, Sydney Reeves bats when we come back.
At the heart of America's gold rush stands a beacon of leadership, tradition, and excellence. A university that has always led the way, forging an environment for broad-based academics, world-class athletics, and tomorrow's military leaders. The University of North Georgia. Learning and leadership, passion and preparation, transformation and tradition. We are the University of North Georgia.
Balance. It isn't just essential in your sport, it's essential in life, especially college life. It's everything you need to thrive in school, in sport, and everything in between. The key is just finding a place where you can pursue it all, because the real beauty lies in the balance. If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
Number 23, Sydney Reed.
So Annalise Knopp, the sophomore out of Cumming, transfer from Amherst College, pitched yesterday in relief, and she'll do the same again today. Much different situation, though, much earlier. Still here in the first inning, 2 on and 2 down for the center fielder Reeves. She smacks the first one into the ground for a foul ball. Sydney doubled and scored in her first at-bat in this game.
Yeah, Annalise kind of came on in that third inning. Shelby Jones, 2 1/3, 9 earned runs. Annalise came in, went 1 1/3, 1 earned run, so kind of stopped the bleeding she did and kind of gave Georgia College some length up out of the bullpen, trying to give their offense a chance to get back into it.
Yeah, between Jones, who was relieved by Wilmot, and then Wilmot, who was relieved by Knopp yesterday, Annalise had the fewest runs allowed. Only 1 earned run. Jones and Wilmot each had multiple. Jones had 9 earned runs. Wilmot had 3 on her record. Reeves behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes to the right-handed pitcher. She swings on the ground to third, and right there is Sydney Lancaster. Oh, they said foul ball. I thought it was fair live, and Reeves will get another opportunity. Georgia College was just a few inches away from being out of the inning.
It looked like it was going foul, and Lancaster grabbed it as it went foul, so a little foul ball. We'll see if Sydney Reeves can take advantage of that.
Ooh, Reeves thought about offering good discipline to pull the bat back and watch that one just slide outside. That's kind of what we were talking about earlier in that 2-strike situation. I think probably 75% of hitters would have offered at that. The 2-2. Swinging a line drive out into right. Down under the glove of Eliza Kuhn. This is trouble. 1 run scores, Laval Masonette. Roberts scores, and Reeves has another triple over there at third base.
Yeah, Reeves with her speed. 6 triples on the season. She is attempting to catch herself in home runs, 7 on the season for her. So,
yeah, not many players do you see with only a number of 1 difference between home runs and triples on the year. Led the conference, ranked top 15 coming into today in that category. And that one's got 2 RBIs on it. It's 7-1. Moody takes to strike 1.
Yeah, it's just like what we were talking about. Foul off, touch tough pitches, and then take a tough pitch outside for ball 2, and then rope a triple one into right field. So,
and because it got under the glove of Kuhn and all the way back to the base of the wall, she also stumbled getting up. It was almost guaranteed to be a triple. I thought Reeves was maybe going to have a chance for an inside the park home run. But credit Kuhn, by the time she did get to the ball, she got it in quickly.
Yeah, I thought how aggressive Brooke O'Hare is, though. She would have sent Reeves anyway.
Off the glove of Checo, an 0-2 2-out single from Riley Moody brings in another run as Reeves crosses the plate, and it's now 8-1.
Not trying to do too much with Moody, just trying to
Number
put the
12,
bat head on the ball
Natalie
and
Ray.
put it where they're not, and she did that perfectly. Just outside the reach of Checo there.
Really good hitting approach there in 2 strikes to find enough of the barrel to put it back up the middle and out of reach of Checo. That one skips in. Moody going, and now she has to stop, retreat to first, slides in there, out. Lancaster caught her on the helmet. Think Moody changed her mind last minute. But UNG sends 11 hitters to the plate. 8 of them come in to score, and the Nighthawks lead it 8-1 after the first here in Dahlonega.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
Hey there, sports fans. Ready to unlock incredible hotel deals? Get a free membership and save up to 50%. Stay grand. Spend less. The simplest site. The best unpublished hotel deals. Peachbelttravel.com.
Same as yesterday. If you were a little delayed joining the broadcast, maybe you had somewhere to be, you had brunch at 11, went a little long, you're not home by noon for the start of the game, we apologize, but you missed a lot. Georgia College gets on the board first, 1-0 in the top of the inning. UNG is just 500 on the season in 10 games when their opponent scores first, but they answer back with 8 runs in the bottom of the inning. 11 hitters come to the plate. Knowles highlights the frame with a grand slam, her 15th bomb of the year, and UNG is now certainly in the driver's seat early in the first of this Saturday doubleheader.
Yeah, I think they heard you when you said they were only 500 when not scoring first. I think they took some anger out on some.
Yeah, they might have taken some offense. They might have just not cared. So Eliza Kuhn, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, will lead off the second inning for Georgia College. And the solace for the Bobcats in this situation is that they were in a similar situation yesterday. It wasn't 8-1 after the first, but it was 10-1 after 3. Or 10-2, excuse me, after 3. So still an 8-run deficit. And they found a way, like we talked about in the open, to get back. They got within tying distance, made it 10-6 late in that game before UNG pulled away in the end. I think their offense is certainly capable of still making this an interesting game. The question is, do they have the depth in the circle to slow down this Nighthawk offense that has been one of the best in the country? 3-1, back up the middle, base hit for Kuhn. Third hit of the day for Chloe Pass. She allowed back-to-back singles to start the game, but finished the inning with a fielder's choice and 2 strikeouts after the bases were loaded with nobody out, but Kuhn gets right back to where the Bobcats started with a single.
It's unlikely that it's going to be a quick comeback for Georgia College, for more of a singles and move people over, sacrifice hits kind of team, instead of like North Georgia, who likes to hit fly balls, likes to hit them kind of out of the ballpark up there on the terrace.
The 1-0 to Casey Wiggins. Low and in, 2 balls, no strikes. Wiggins, sophomore from Woodstock. And Carly Knowles is going to go have a conversation with her starting pitcher. And yeah, we talked about it a little bit yesterday. It's an offense that is showing signs of heading in the right direction, but one area where they definitely need to improve is in the power category. 18 home runs on the year coming into the series, 19 now with the one yesterday. That was last in the conference and 100th in the country before this weekend. Just surprising for a team that run scoring, batting average wise, they're in the top of the league in doubles and triples. About middle of the pack and everything else. Wouldn't expect to see the home run numbers so low, but that's where they've been. Swing and a miss for Wiggins. It's now 2-2.
Yeah, they kind of honestly remind me of the 2022 New York Mets. The Mets were not a big power hitting team. They were more station to station. You wouldn't expect that out of a team with Pete Alonso, but they were more station to station. So
off the glove of Paz, Moody has to slow down, and a good job to make the adjustment after it deflected off her pitcher as they get the lead runner at second base. Wiggins safe at first on the fielder's choice.
We've seen Moody in her second season here in Delana just get more
Number 8,
comfortable out there at shortstop, better reaction time, more arm speed on her throws. So kind of getting settled in there at that shortstop position.
First pitch inside edge for a strike to Samantha Wilson. Wilson is senior, Palm Harbor, Florida, and a transfer from St. Petersburg College. We did not see her in yesterday's opener. Only 21 at bats this year, 4 for 21 in the 15 games that she's played. She's the designated player today. And she lines this one into shallow right field where it drops in front of Tegan Laval Masonette. 5th hit of the year for Samantha Wilson, keeps the inning alive and turns the card over to the top of the order.
Carly Wiggins kind of had to, Casey Wiggins, kind of had to hold her run up. Wasn't sure
Back
if
up to bat, number 9,
Laval
Cam
Masonette was
Caldwell.
going to make that sensational grab out there in right field. The reason she's only on second base.
Yeah, not quite a bloop single, but it certainly had the hang time for maybe Laval Masonette or Lunsford at second base to get there.
You know, if you're Chloe Parsons and not kind of the situation you want to find yourself in, the bottom of the lineup has done their part in getting on base for the top of this Georgia College lineup. So they're the part that really does the damage. So
Caldwell on the ground. This could be 2. Lunsford to short for 1. Relay to first. No, not in time. Whoa. Sure looked like it. The umpire kind of halfway went up with the fist. I thought she was out in real time. And instead, it's just 1 out. Reaches at first, and Wiggins moves over to third.
Number 21, Davina Checo.
I thought she was out in real time too, but Caldwell is a tough customer to strike to get a double play on with that speed. 4 triples on the season, 8 stolen bases. So
that was a really impressive play by Lunsford. To your point, Adam, scooped the ground ball, quickly shoveled it on the backhand. No issue with the transfer to Moody, and Moody's going to make that play 9 times out of 10. She quickly gunned it over to first to Brumby and thought they got the double play. They ended up not, but that's got to be a good sign if you're Brooke O'Hare to see Lunsford, who you've never seen in that area of the field before, to see her make a good play there at second base.
it's also nice for O'Hare to see the concentration still with the Nighthawks. You know, you're up 8-1. You might get a little, you know, we're up 8-1. We're just winning. We're going to coast. No, this Nighthawks team is not like that. They're gonna play through every single out, whether it's 15, 21, 48. They're going to play to the whistle no matter what.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Davina Checo. Singled to left her first time up. And she does not do it again. Thought she might have, but it just gets foul behind the third base bag.
Let's go, DC!
So yeah, Lunsford raised as an infielder, but primarily at first base. This is her first season in Dahlonega. She's a transfer from Western Kentucky at the Division I level. Didn't play last year, though, with the Hilltoppers. And strike 3 call. Checo watched it go by, and Chloe Paz gets out of another jam. Runners on the corners, 2 outs, and her third strikeout of the day keeps the game at 8-1. UNG in front.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
No matter how you connect, ETC delivers fast, reliable internet and secure, powerful Wi-Fi choices for your home. For intense gaming, easy sharing, and buffer-free streaming on every device, all at once. With local experts ready to help. Connect to faster internet. Connect to awesome Wi-Fi. Connect to now. Call or visit etcnow.com to upgrade your internet today.
Sunny day, light breeze here in Dahlonega. A beautiful day to come catch some softball and some rays.
Back up to bat, number 12,
No pun intended, as Natalie Ray steps to the plate. 8-1, Nighthawk lead. Georgia College threatened in the second, but ultimately held scoreless.
Pretty solid dad joke there, Mr. Sabath.
Unintentional. Natalie Ray on the first pitch. Out into the gap in right center. This is extra bases as Natalie Ray with another double. She's reached twice in this game. Had a walk the first time up, but she just keeps on hitting. Leadoff double for the Nighthawks again.
Number 2, Carly Knowles.
Now 4 doubles for the Nighthawks already in this game, so they're seeing the ball well, whether it was Knopp or the starter Caban.
So it's Annalise Knopp in the circle right now. Tiffany Caban only went 2/3 of an inning in the first before she had to be relieved. Gave up 7 earned runs. And part of that was because this hitter, Carly Knowles, smacked a grand slam deep, and I mean deep, onto the terrace in left field. And it was in a 1-0 count. She's ahead 2-0 here. Careful of anything in the strike zone if you're the Bobcats. Not in the strike zone. Knowles watches it go. 3 balls and no strikes.
Not something you typically see out of a freshman. Not only the plate discipline, but also the eye to know when it's a strike. 421 hitter, only 6 strikeouts on the year. So,
and she gets called back. Thought it was ball 4. Have to wonder if you would imagine that her being a catcher perhaps helps in that regard. All she does is see pitches from that perspective all day. Knows better than most what a strike is and what isn't. And there's strike 2. Second time in a row, I think Knowles thought it was ball 4. So a full count now, nobody out. Ray at second after the leadoff double. The 3-2. And finally, Knowles gets the walk. So 2 on now for Chloe Paz. Popped up her first time up.
Number 51, Chloe Posh.
See the power, seeing the eye out of Carly Knowles. Just sight to see for Brooke O'Hare.
It's the first walk that Knopp has conceded. It's third of the day for the Bobcat pitchers. Posh, first pitch out into left, and a diving catch. No, it popped out of her glove. In foul territory, Pollock got leather on it, but couldn't haul it in, and it's all just a long strike one.
That would have been a sensational catch out there by Pollock. Just unfortunate that it just popped out of her glove, trying to help her pitcher out whatever way she can.
Posh now waits on the 0-1, and that one skips in there. The runners thought about going. Knowles did. They don't even throw down to first. She was halfway between first and second before she realized that Ray stopped out there at second base. It's surprising to see Gutierrez, the catcher, not at least attempt to get Carly over at first. So now 1-1. Good eye from Posh, takes ball 2.
Gutierrez might have been kind of worried about overthrowing Lancaster there with Sydney Reed's speed, but she can get around the bases in a hurry as well.
And Posh, where's that one on the hip? Bases are loaded again with nobody out for the second straight inning for UNG. And now Lunsford will bat with a chance to bring in more runs.
Lunsford.
The only victim today of a strikeout for the Nighthawks. Was Lunsford back in that first inning.
First pitch, Ava takes downstairs, ball 1. She struck out on a 2-2 last time up. Inside, strike 1. Lunsford participated in 5 games at Western Kentucky last year as a freshman. Only 2 at-bats registered. So a lot of her accomplishments here at UNG are the first of her career. Like we mentioned, that first home run of her career back in mid-March against Union. She is a native of Elberton, Georgia, though, so returning to her home state with her transfer. The 2-1. Swinging a high fly ball down the left field line and hooking out of play.
So one of the reasons she transferred back to UNG was that she loved the campus and that she wanted to stay closer to home while pursuing an education and playing the sport she loves. So kind of a double hit for Lunsford. Stay close to home and be on a great team like UNG.
The 2-2. Downstairs, ball 3. She was a very impressive high school player, understandably, with the talent to go Division I at Elbert County High School. Won a regional championship in 2022. Was the region player of the year in the 8A region. Another foul ball, same spot behind the air, out of play down the left side. The first team All-State selection in 2022 as well.
Not only in high school, but she also played club ball for Mojo Lunsford, coached by her father, Mike. They led Mojo Lunsford to 3 Alliance Fast Pitch Championship Series National Championships. So success runs in Ava's bloodline. So
and a winning DNA for her as well. Full count and a long at bat here for Lunsford. Good battle, I believe. If I've been keeping track properly, we're up to 9 pitches. This next one will be number 9.
Good battle here by the sophomore. Limited playing. Trying to earn yourself more playing time. This is exactly the way to do it. Just fight off tough pitches and try and work a hit or a walk.
On the ground, softly to short, and it gets by Casey Wiggins. Knowles cut right in front of her legally just before the ball got there, and Wiggins booted it. Think that goes on the board as an error. Brittany Johnson probably arguing for interference or obstruction here. That's what she's going to do, is go out and talk to the umpire over at third base. Don't think this call is going to change, and if it doesn't, 2 runs come in on the error in the forms of Natalie Ray and Carly Knowles.
Yeah, that's something we've seen from Wiggins 4 times that you would probably like this year. 15 errors potentially now on the season for leads. Well, worse on the team by a healthy margin. Next closest is Cam Caldwell with 7, so not exactly what Casey Wiggins wanted to do there with the bases juice.
And it looks like, as we expected, this call will not change even after the discussion Johnson had with the umpire. So Poss advances to second, Lunsford over to first on the E6 charge to Wiggins, and Mary Seal Brumby steps up to the plate. And Lunsford beats head coach, or assistant coach, Darren Harmon to the race over back to first base.
Not sure I've seen Harmon win those races much.
I will say he's competitive.
He is.
They're close. And I know he's not letting them win, because that's not who Darren Harmon is. Assistant coach, primarily the hitting coach with UNG, serves as the first base coach when on offense, and what we've seen developing today. This is the first time I've seen it. I'm not sure if it's a tradition that they have, but when there is a visit in the circle from the opposing team, the runners and the batter-to-be and Brooke O'Hare, the head coach, and Darren Harmon will all gather near the third base dugout and discuss strategy and what to expect in the coming at bat. And as that huddle breaks, if there's a runner on first, that runner and Harmon will race back to first base. And today, Darren is 0 for 3, unfortunately.
Yeah, I wonder if there's some sort of, like, if Harmon wins, he gets, like,
yeah, like 20 push-ups if he wins or something.
Maybe like a dinner from the
yeah, you got to buy him Chick-fil-A.
You'd have me running for that.
Yeah. And a strike on Brumby. Had that absolutely laser beam double in the first inning. That still has an indentation in the center field wall. The 2-1. Big swing. She wanted another. Instead, it's a foul ball.
I think what you want to do is put a hole in somebody's windshield out there in right field.
This lefty is certainly capable of doing that. She's had a number go over the national champion sign in right field. The 2-2. Outside edge, strike 3 called. Brumby can't believe it. Looked off the plate from here. Good news for the Nighthawks. That's just the first out.
Now batting number 8, taken Laval Masonette.
Got the call on the outside edge. Not really much Brumby could have done anyway with that pitch other than foul it off. So
So now taking Laval Masonette, who, just like Brumby, also had a rocket line drive double last inning. Won't get a chance here. That one catches her on the backside, well into the right-handed batter's box on the pitch from Knopp. And the third hit batter of the day for the Nighthawks reaches first. And the bases are loaded once again for Journey Roberts, and Georgia College will make a pitching change. And we'll see if Harmon can win the race back to the bag when we come back on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
The heart of America's gold rush stands a beacon of leadership, tradition, and excellence. A university that has always led the way, forging an environment for broad-based academics, world-class athletics, and tomorrow's military leaders. The University of North Georgia. Learning and leadership, passion and preparation, transformation and tradition. We are the University of North Georgia.
Balance. It isn't just essential in your sport, it's essential in life, especially college life. It's everything you need to thrive in school, in sport, and everything in between. The key is just finding a place where you can pursue it all, because the real beauty lies in the balance. If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
Back on the Nighthawk Sports Network, UNG in front in this game big time, and Journey Roberts looking to add to the 10-1 lead. One out and bases loaded after the pitching change. J.C. Singleton, freshman out of Greensboro, steps on the rubber and takes over in the circle. First pitch swinging, Roberts fouls it back. Journey walked and scored her first time up. So Annalise Knopp, who was the relief pitcher of Tiffany Caban, also only goes 2/3 of an inning, allows 3 hits and 3 runs. She is responsible for 2 of the 3 runners on base right now. Lunsford over at third reached on the error.
Singleton not seen too much action this season. Only 2 appearances, 3 1/3, 6 earned runs, 7 total. So,
excuse me, Lunsford is at second, Poss at third, and Laval Masonette at first. 1-1 on Roberts. Catches the inside corner for strike 2. None of the batters on base right now, or runners, I should accurately qualify them. None of them reached via a hit. Poss was plunked by the pitch. Lunsford with the error, like we mentioned, and then Laval Masonette was hit by the pitch just before the commercial break. Roberts waits on the 1-2 with 1 down. And another foul ball. Journey fights off one more.
Journey mentioned yesterday, not really known for her hitting. She's more of a defensive specialist over at third base, while the pitchers will usually hit for North Georgia. But the past 3 games, we've seen her in the lineup, and to really good success for Roberts. 4 for 8 and 4 RBIs. So.
Strike 3 called outside, back to back, 2 out of the last 3. Nighthawk hitters called out looking. Sydney Reeves will bat for a 3rd time already today, though. And with the bases loaded and Reeves at the plate, look out. Second out of the inning, first strikeout, and the first batter faced by the freshman Singleton.
Look out, indeed. 5 total bases already for Sydney Reeves, a double and a triple. So
First pitch, strike outside. Ten runs on just 7 hits so far for the Nighthawks. The only homer came from Carly Knowles, the grand slam in the first. We got home run hitters galore at this point in the lineup, though. Reeves in the batter's box, Moody in the on-deck circle, Ray waiting in the wings. The 1-1. Back up the middle, a scorcher into center field. 1 run is in, it's Pass. Lunsford comes in to score as well. And Sydney Reeves is now a home run shy of the cycle. Double, triple, single in this game. We've only played 2 innings.
Riley, 30.
What a day Reeves and really this entire Nighthawk lineup was having so far through just the first 2 innings of game 1.
So Pass and Lunsford make it 12-1. Laval Masonette made it over to second on the knock from Reeves. That one skims the turf like a rock across water as Moody takes ball 1.
You get this Sydney Reeves on base plus slugging, 3,000.
Don't often see a 3 after those or before those letters. Moody to left, over the glove, and another run will score. Laval Masonette is in standing up. Reeves dives to third. She's out. Tried to stretch it for the extra base and just couldn't get there in time. That was a great job by Caldwell to cut off the throw from Pollock and catch Reeves at third base. But UNG adds another run. It is 13-1, all Nighthawks here in Dahlonega on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Eight runs in the first, 5 runs in the second. UNG leads by 12 runs, 13-1. Chloe Pass back into the circle to start things off here in the top of the third. And Alex, it's just been all North Georgia in this game other than the 1 run that Georgia College got early.
1 run in the first and then 13 runs over 2 innings for the Nighthawks. It took them 6 innings yesterday to get to 13. They've gotten to 13 the first 2 innings today. So
number 10, Sydney Lancaster.
the bats are heating up, as is the temperature here in Dahlonega going into early to mid-April.
Up to 78 now. Partly cloudy skies, but just a gorgeous day to be at the ballpark.
I thought it was supposed to be even hotter. I looked at my phone earlier this week. I thought it was supposed to be 86 degrees today, so I'm not sure we're going to get to that.
It's about time to start heading to the pool. Pool season, lake season.
I could go to the lake.
Once you start heading to the ballpark more often than you were heading to the basketball arena, that's when you know the activities are changing. This one's skied in the air to right. And the catch is easily made by Laval Masonette off the bat of Lancaster for the first out.
Yes, they would call that a can of corn for Laval Masonette. I think she might have taken about 2 steps.
Do you understand that saying?
Not particularly.
I have no idea what it means. Obviously, it's a.
I know
it's
how to
a
use
saying,
it.
Yeah, it's a saying in the sport. It means a pop-up. But other than that, I don't understand it in the slightest.
I kind of wish I knew where it came from.
Have you ever had have you ever opened a can of corn?
Yeah,
Is it easy to open?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's got a tab, and you also could have a can open. My grandmother.
So it's just like any canned good.
Yeah, my grandmother.
I wouldn't necessarily call that like pop-up level easy, though. Here's another one. That's not a can of corn. That's a fly-out. But off the bat of Gutierrez, Laval Masonette has the 2 putouts so far this inning.
My grandmother actually makes a really good clean corn, so she uses.
Don't get me started on food. We're only in inning number 3 here. Start talking about summer food, fruits back in season,
Watermelon,
strawberries, pineapples. Oh,
you're sticking my brother's language now.
I think we got to go home. I think it's time to call it. Maybe we can get something delivered. What's the likelihood we could get cold fruit delivered to this press box before this first game is over?
I have DoorDash Plus.
Wow, you're living luxurious.
It's like $8 a month.
Hutchison struck out her first time up. She bats here with no balls and 2 strikes and 2 down. Chloe Poss looking for her first 1-2-3 inning. And we are looking for some fruit. What are the chances there's anyone in the local area close enough and kind enough to just bring us some?
I can order it on DoorDash and you can.
I'm trying to get it for free. I'm trying to get it out of the kindness of people's hearts. The only thing better than free food is free fruit. You go to like the barbecue, the cookout, whatever, and there's just that fruit bowl there, and you've got your pick of the litter: cantaloupe, blueberries, watermelon, take whatever pick. Is taking Laval Masonette going to get the 3rd put out of the inning? She is. P9, F9, F9, 1, 2, 3. The Bobcats go in the 3rd. Nighthawks batting when we return on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
Third inning. Nighthawks coming to the plate. It'll be Natalie Ray, followed by Carly Knowles and Chloe Poss, holding a 13-1 lead right now. JC Singleton, the freshman pitcher, still in the circle. She came on in relief of Annalise Knopp last inning.
Back up to bat, number 12, Natalie Ray.
That's the same amount of innings pitched as Kavon and Knopp, to a lot greater success than either Kavon or Knopp had this game.
Yeah, she got a strikeout in her first at-bat against Journey Roberts, and then was blessed by the gift of good defense from Cam Caldwell to get the final out of the inning as Sydney Reeves tried to stretch from first to third on the RBI single from Riley Moody. And Natalie Ray pops this one to center on the first pitch, where Hutchison is waiting for it. One pitch and one out in the third.
Number 2, Carly.
Brings up Knowles again. A home run and a walk today. Pretty ho-hum day for her.
Yeah, you know how I told you Sydney Reese had an OPS of 3,000?
Give it to me.
Carly Knowles is 5,000.
Sounds about right.
Slugging 4,000 too, just why not?
Knowles on the season, a 13-15 OPS coming into this series, and that's only going up with her performances in these games. After the pair of home runs yesterday, went up to 1343. Still second on the team behind Ray at 1357. Smoked out to left, gets down in fair territory. Knowles looking for extra bases. She rumbles to second and is in with a stand-up double.
Knowles seeing the ball extremely well this series against Georgia College, just putting the barrel of the bat on the ball and just scorching it wherever she puts it. Knowles her 12th double on the season, so.
And now Poss with a chance to bring a runner in. Still looking for her first hit of the day. Didn't get a chance in the last at bat as she was hit by the pitch.
I still hope they don't cause those scoring that run in the second inning. So.
Georgia College wanted a strike. They won't get it. It's 2-0.
You're not going to get many borderline pitches when the pitchers have been kind of wild today. So those borderline pitches are kind of tough to come by at times.
2-0, floated right side out of the reach of Lancaster or Checo in foul territory. So despite Poss being a starting pitcher and primarily the number 2 this season, she actually had the bulk of her appearances last year at the dish. Was a backup infielder as a sophomore last season. Scorches this one to left. And they will send the runner Knowles. The throw to the plate in time. Did not beat the tag. Good play from left field by Caroline Pollock as Gutierrez applied the tag to her counterpart. And North Georgia is held at a measly 13.
Down batting number 4, Avon Lumper.
The 14th run kind of getting tough to come by. The Nighthawks searching for it, but just can't get it across. So just unfortunately stuck at 13 runs.
The good news, Poss gets a hit and a well-struck one as well. A single and advancing to second on the double, or on the throw, I should say. She smoked that one, though.
I think that's what gave Pollock over there and left the chance to get Carly Knowles at the plate, was that it was just hit so well at her. And you know Brooke O'Hare's going to be aggressive on the base paths. Didn't pay off there, but normally if you can be aggressive like that, it'll force more mistakes from the defense.
Lunsford also looking for her first hit. See if she can follow suit from Poss in the at-bat ahead of her.
Lunsford 2 RBIs on the day. Those those coming due to that error last inning. So.
The 2-0. Fouled right back to the screen, giving the Nighthawk dugout a scare.
Watch out. That ball was scorched. I think the Nighthawks are hoping she hits that more into the field of play instead of straight out their faces.
Everybody needs a little adrenaline though, right?
I don't know how much more the Nighthawks can get. They've already scored 13 runs this game. I think their adrenaline is pretty high as it is right now.
Fair point. The slight breeze blowing out to center field from behind home plate, aiding the hitters today. Lunsford and a 3-1. And she sees ball 4 go by upstairs. 2 on and 2 out now for Mary Seal Brumby.
Number 22, Mary Seal
First time she's
Brumby.
reached safely in the game with that error last inning, strike out the first. So
First walk that Singleton has allowed since entering the game last inning.
actually Lunsford's first walk of the season. So
Skipped into the dirt. Brumby watches it go. Mary Seal 1 for 2 today, a double and a strikeout.
Brumby now has a hit in 9 of her past 12 games with that hit last inning. So keep that hit, keep that bat hot is Brumby.
You got it, JC!
That gets away from Gutierrez. Both runners move up. 3-1 on Brumby now. They do have a base open with 2 outs. Certainly would not want to prolong this inning anymore, but 3-1 in the count. Dangerous hitter. Do they go into the strike zone against Brumby, who's just been waiting for her moment in this series to pounce? Swings and high fly ball to right. This will stay in the ballpark, and Hutchison converging, and it's the center fielder Hutchison making the grab for the final out. Good swing from Brumby. Ends the inning as the 3rd out. And North Georgia, for the first time today, kept off the scoreboard in an inning. Still 13-1 the lead here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
At the heart of America's gold rush stands a beacon of leadership, tradition, and excellence. A university that has always led the way, forging an environment for broad-based academics, world-class athletics, and tomorrow's military leaders. The University of North Georgia. Learning and leadership. Passion and preparation. Transformation and tradition. We are the University of North Georgia.
Balance. It isn't just essential in your sport. It's essential in life, especially college life. It's everything you need to thrive in school, in sport, and everything in between. The key is just finding a place where you can pursue it all. Because the real beauty lies in the balance. If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
Welcome back to the Nighthawk Sports Network. Glad you could be here today. Beautiful day for softball, and if you're a Nighthawk fan, beautiful day on the scoreboard. 13-1 the lead for UNG right now as we get started in the fourth inning with Caroline Pollock, Eliza Kuhn, and Casey Wiggins of the Bobcats. Chloe Pass has retired the last 4 straight batters. Got her first 1-2-3 inning of the game thanks to taking LaValle Masonette in right field in the third. She made every putout in the frame.
Seemed to go from easy for taking that first out to tough route, trying to run it almost into center field for that third.
Well, the first out was a can of corn.
Correct.
And then the second out was a tub of lunch meat.
Yes.
And then the third was like,
Well, that was the same.
yeah, I was going to say probably like a chicken sandwich, a couple different sauces on there, some veggies.
Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich.
Yeah, it takes a little bit longer to make, a little bit more time and preparation and focus. But a can of corn you can just open willy-nilly. That's, yeah, we learned that's what that means. We didn't actually learn anything. This is not a learning program on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Well, it is. We learned that the Nighthawks
It's
are
an
really
observational program.
Yes.
We make observations and we talk about them. And people listen. Or they don't. For all we know, everybody at home has us on mute.
Honestly.
Probably for their benefit. Probably for the better.
Especially if we get to the 7th inning stretch.
Just thank God we're not on camera.
Oh, God.
Then you'd really just not want to watch. Well, should we put a message up that says Alex Adams will sing the 7th inning stretch and then they'll unmute us?
Honestly, that would be a pretty funny April Fool's prank because
that would be just a pretty funny Alex Adams prank.
That would be, yeah.
Just like, hey, we're not going to break. You have to sing.
Or,
or there's going to be nothing.
Or it could take after Timothy Miller at the Braves games and sing God Bless America.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've heard him sing God Bless America.
I have not, but I know that's a thing.
One of the most gorgeous renditions of God Bless America I've ever heard.
It appears we're having some technical difficulties with our camera here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. We'll have to get that checked on in between innings. Caroline Pollock reaches on a walk, so it has become a radio broadcast for the top of the fourth inning. Pollock walks on the 3-1. Pass's first pitch to Kuhn is in there for ball 1.
So if you had us muted, I would recommend unmuting us.
Yeah, now is the time to unmute.
Though you kind of can't hear us say that, but
We've gone from a non-learning observational program to a sensory depriving program. We'll get that fixed as soon as possible. 2 balls and no strikes on Kuhn. Check that 1-1 scoreboard a little bit ahead. Says 1-1. Kuhn, the left-handed batter, deep in the batter's box. Pass checks the watch, puts the ball into the glove, and fires a fastball bottom rail for strike 2. Pollock over at first, nobody out. She was the leadoff batter here in the top of the 4th. One, 2 as Pass comes set, winds and fires off the end of the bat to short. Moody just goes to first for the out. The lead runner, Pollock, reaches safely to second. Good play by Riley. Don't think they would have turned 2 there.
No, there's no way you turn 2 there with Pollock running as fast as she does. Moody making the senior play, just getting the force out over there at first, getting the first out of the inning.
So now Casey Wiggins, the right-handed shortstop, up to bat. She reached on a fielder's choice the first time, got all the way around to third, but was stranded there. as Poss ended the second inning with a strikeout of Davina Checo. The only run of the day for Georgia College came almost instantly. Had a single from Cam Caldwell to start. Checo followed with another, and then 2 batters later with the bases loaded, Carly Gutierrez grounded into a fielder's choice that brought in a run. That's the only run of the day for Georgia College as of right now. Poss throws a strike, so it's 1-1.
Yeah, I think that's when Poss really kind of settled in. That mound meeting after that first run, you've just seen her just mow down these Bobcat hitters, just throw up zeros on the board, get your offense back out to the plate.
1 ball, 1 strike. Outside, 2 balls and a strike to Wiggins. Casey Wiggins, sub 200 hitter this year. She started 45 games out of the 46 that she played as a freshman back in 2023. Hit just above 250. She swings and lifts this one into shallow center. Reeves charging, going back Lunsford. Reeves dives. Did she hang on? No signal. She did. What a catch from Sydney Reeves. Was probably 20 feet beyond the tip of the second base bag when she dove and lunged for the ball, and Reeves held on as she twirled onto her back and lifted the ball to signal that she made the catch for the second out. What a tremendous play.
Yeah, usually we talk about Sydney Reeves, her speed, base running, steals, triples, doubles. But there we can talk about it on her defense. She made a heck of a play, just come running in probably 15 or 20 feet just to make an attempt at that ball.
The first pitch to Wilson skips into the dirt for ball 1. Samantha Wilson, the DP, singled in her first at bat in the second. As we're here in the fourth, 1 run on 4 hits and an error for Georgia College. 13 runs, 11 hits, no miscues for UNG. Ball 2 misses just inside at the knees of Wilson in the righty-on-righty matchup. Poss, standing at the top of the circle, now steps forward and puts her right foot on the rubber. Checks her watch off the left wrist and fires downstairs. She's fallen behind 3 balls and no strikes to the number 9 hitter, Wilson. And now Aaliyah Medina, not liking what she sees, the assistant coach for North Georgia, for a meeting in the circle.
Yeah, not exactly what you want to see if you're the Nighthawks and Aaliyah Medina. You're up 13-1. You just need to tell Poss to just throw strikes and pitch to contact. Let your defense do the work behind you. You don't need to be perfect. So.
And the Nighthawks have been really good at that as a staff this year, pitching to contact and allowing the defense to make the plays behind them. They don't wow you with the strikeout numbers this season, but the overall run scoring numbers defensively are still very good, and that's because of how good the defense is behind these starters. 3 balls, no strikes. Poss needs one in the zone, and she can't find it. Just on the shoelaces inside on Wilson, and that's the second walk of the day and of the inning for Chloe Poss.
Yeah, you mentioned the run prevention. About a 4 ERA for the Nighthawks. Middle in the PBC. It's not.
So now Caldwell's turn. Caldwell on the ground, right side, scooped up by Brumby. She will just step on the first base bag herself and strand 2 runners on the bases for Georgia College. 13-1, UNG still leads. Bottom of the 4th when we return on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
Hey there, sports fans. Ready to unlock incredible hotel deals? Get a free membership and save up to 50%. Stay grand. Spend less. The simplest site. The best unpublished hotel deals. PeachBeltTravel.com.
At the heart of a
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
Back with you here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Caleb Berry takes over for taking the Val Masonette. Caleb Berry, 23 games played primarily as a pinch hitter, 4 ABs, 10 runs because of 5. She's walked 5 times, still not struck out a single time this season, as we are still having technical difficulties. So still a radio broadcast for now. JC Singleton still on the mound for Georgia College. So far has not allowed a run, has Singleton. 1 2/3 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. So Singleton has really stabilized the ship here as she throws ball 1 to Caleb Berry. Gets the ball over the plate, does Singleton, to even up the count at 1-1. Outside for ball number 2, so 2-1 count. Berry swings and skies this pitch out into left foul territory, out of reach of Caldwell and Pollock. Even up the count at 2-2. Berry last had a hit about a month ago in that second game of the doubleheader versus Georgia Southwestern. She takes ball 3 here. Full count here for Caleb Berry. Freshman out of East Paulding High School. 3 straight seasons in high school Berry had with a .378 or better batting average. She fouls this one back off the screen. Staying alive, keeping the count full. 2-time All-State selection, 2-time State All-Star, and a 3-time All-Region selection was Berry. Racking up the accolades Berry did in high school. She stays alive to see another pitch here from JC Singleton. And Singleton walked her. Good fight there from Berry to get over there and reach first base.
Now batting number 5, Caitlin Johnson.
Brings up another pinch hitter for the Nighthawks. In place of Journey Roberts will be Caitlin Johnson. The junior out of Douglasville, Georgia. Left-handed batter. Takes strike one there. Pitch outside, even up the count 1-1. Last time we saw Caitlin Johnson was in the Tolscombe series earlier this week. 2 at-bats, no hits. Did score a run on a base at the fielder's choice. Fouls that one back over the screen, over the bleachers here. Count is 1-2. Another foul ball over the screen. Actually hits the fence behind us. As we have a fan, earlier in the game, we mentioned wanting free fruit. A fan literally just brought us fruit from Walmart, so thank you. That was one of the kindest things I think I've ever seen in my life. As Caitlin Johnson pops this out to Cam Caldwell over there at third for the first out of the inning.
Now batting number 17, Clara Cherry.
Pinch hitting fourth inning read as we see Brooke O'Hara go deeper into her bench. Kayla Cherry, number 16, the freshman out of Saline, Michigan. Flies out to Pollock in left. For the second out of the inning. Now we have our fourth pinch hitter this inning. All 4 batters coming to the plate for the Nighthawks have been pinch hitters. This one is number 54, Ansley Watson, the sophomore out of Smith Station, Alabama. Went to Central High School. Sixth game appeared in, 3 at-bats. 0 for 3 on the season. It's Watson as she takes ball 1 there. She hits it on the ground in between third and shortstop over there and gets a single out of it. So her first single, 1 for 4 is Watson now. We have a 5th pinch hitter. In place of Natalie Ray, we have Avery Moffitt, the freshman out of Franklin, North Carolina, in Franklin High School.
Now batting number 9, Avery Moffitt.
Avery was a 4-time all-conference player at Franklin High School. And as a junior, in 2023, she had just an unbelievable 461 average with 16 extra base hits and 25 RBIs. She takes ball 1 there. dropped the ball, did Samantha Wilson. Still ball didn't get far enough away from her for the runners to advance, so the count is 2-0 on Moffitt. Moffitt, her 4th appearance on the season. 0 for 2 so far. Pops it up, foul territory. Caught there by the catcher, Samantha Wilson. We will be back for the 5th inning right here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Chloe Passa's day is done. And we have Kelsey Parler on the mound, a 5'10 sophomore out of Hazelhurst, Georgia. Attended Jeff Davis High School, which is where Jenna Miles, who is, as we mentioned earlier, injured this game. They both attended Jeff Davis. Kelsey Parler also transferred in to UNG from Georgia College, so appearing here today against their former team from last year. Freshman year last year, Parler pitched in 14 games, totaling 19 innings. This year, a little bit less appearances for Parler, only 2 appearances, 1 inning pitched combined across those 2 appearances with 3 runs as she hits Davina Checo on the arm, puts her on first base.
Now batting number 10, Sydney Lancaster.
Kelsey Parler also appeared against the Nighthawks last season, April 14th, where she allowed 1 earned run against the Nighthawks. So the plate now is Sydney Lancaster. 0 for 1 on the day is Lancaster. Also been plunked by a pitch. She gets a strike across there to make the count 2-1. Lancaster looking to keep her bat hot. A hit in 7 of her last 11 games as she lines out to left here. Natalie Ray back in the game for the defense, for defensive purposes. Lancaster 0 for 2 now on the day. Good catch there from Natalie Ray. Not normally an outfielder, but we've seen her make some pretty great plays out there this series. That now is Carly Gutierrez, 0 for 2 on the day with an RBI on a force out. Only RBI that GCU has. Not coming back in the first inning. As Kelsey plunks Gutierrez, so second hit batter of the inning for Parlor. Gutierrez on first. Checo now on second base. Going to have a meeting on the mound. The infielders, as well as Carly Knowles, talking with Kelsey Parlor here, just trying to calm her down, not let her get too wild here in the fifth inning, just trying to end the game and get on to the second game of the doubleheader. Just a quick meeting there, tell her to calm down, get her settled into this game, with her not having too many appearances this season. She throws a wild pitch there that Carly Knowles gets over to Lunsford. Good stop there by Lunsford, not letting it get into center field. The runners have to stay at first and second as Kelsey Parlor throws ball one to Emily Hutchinson. 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a force out. Now the assistant coach coming out to talk to Kelsey Parlor. Maybe allowing the bullpen to kind of get their wits about them. They have Angelina Badalament warming up if this inning could potentially go sideways. Also could just be trying to warm her up for the next game.
So we apologize for the technical difficulties. We're going to work on in between games trying to get you some video footage of this contest. But for right now, we'll bring it to you audio only. With Emily Hutchison at the plate here in the fifth. Georgia College trying to stay alive. They need a lot of offense to get there. Trailing 12 runs. 13-1 our score. Only 4 hits for Georgia College in this game.
Yeah, it might be as I mentioned earlier, it's might take a while for Georgia College to get those 12 big power hitting team, so it's going to take a lot of just handing the bat to the next person in the batting order.
And that is ball 4 on the 3-0. Bases now loaded for Parlor against Caroline Pollock.
Without even a hit from GCSU, 2 hit batters, and now a walk has the bases juiced with 1 out.
And Aaliyah Medina is out, and it looks like they will make a pitching change. Angelina Badalament comes out of the bullpen and is going to try to finish this thing off. Georgia College does have the run at the plate that could keep this within run rule distance, so they want to finish this game here in the fifth. Do the Nighthawks. We'll step aside for a quick break, and we'll be back in a moment on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
No matter how you connect, ETC delivers fast, reliable internet and secure, powerful Wi-Fi choices for your home. For intense gaming, easy sharing, and buffer-free streaming on every device, all at once. With local experts ready to help. Connect to faster internet. Connect to awesome Wi-Fi. Connect to now. Call or visit etcnow.com to upgrade your internet today.
Caroline Pollock at the dish. A home run would make it an 8-run game, so Georgia College would need one more after that to avoid the run rule. So this is a big at-bat for them. One out in the inning, bases loaded. Davina Checo at third, Gutierrez at second, and Hutchison at first. None of them via a base hit. 2 hit batters and a walk. So Angelina Badalamet takes over for Kelsey Parler, trying to get the final 2 outs of this game and win the series for North Georgia right here in the 5th inning. The last thing you want to do is give a road team any reason to be excited.
We saw Badalamet do this yesterday. They came out of the bullpen, closed the game off. 2 2/3 yesterday, 3 hits, no runs allowed. So looking for that again are the Nighthawks.
The 0-2 on Pollock is inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes from the righty Badalamet. Pollock, the lefty, the meat of the left-handed hitter sandwich in the 5, 6, and 7 order of Brittany Johnson's lineup. 2 balls and 2 strikes as that one misses low from Angelina. Badalamet, deep breath, glove over her head on the windup, and off the end of the bat, fouled on the third base line. So Pollock will see another. Angelina this season, 3.16 ERA. In 119 2/3 innings. She has been the workhorse this year. This one's out into right and down for a base hit. 1 run is in, and Brittany Johnson will play station to station with her runners. RBI single from Caroline Pollock as Checo scores, and Georgia College has its first run since the 1st inning.
A good piece of hitting there from Pollock, just kind of lifting it over the infield, kind of landed out there in right field. Tegan got it in quickly to keep Gutierrez from scoring another run.
First pitch to Eliza Kuhn framed well, but a ball. Knowles couldn't get the call. Kuhn today 1 for 2 with a single in the 2nd inning. Badalamet checks her wrist to get the signal from the dugout. Winds up on the 1-0. It is in there for a strike. Painted that bottom right. Kuhn.
We saw yesterday, umpire is not as slow as the one yesterday calling balls and strikes, but we're still seeing Angelina really call her own ball and strikes with that yell that she does if she thinks it's a strike.
The 2-1. Left side through the infield. Another run will score. Singles galore now for Georgia College in the 5th. And keep moving up. Keep adding runs to the board. RBI knock for Kuhn brings in Gutierrez. It's 13-3.
Just another good piece of hitting in between third and short there. Natalie Ray had a little bit of trouble with it out there and left, but was able to get it in quickly. She throws strike 1 here to Kuhn.
So now Casey Wiggins at the plate. Righty on righty matchup. Deep in the right-handed batter's box. Wiggins readies on the 0-1 and takes a ball up and away.
Casey today 0 for 2. Fielder's choice in the ground.
The 1-1 lined out to right. Laval Masonette camps under it, makes the throw. The runner tagging from home. Brumby doesn't cut it off. Knowles didn't go for the tag. Throw got there in a good manner. I think Knowles probably made the right decision not trying to apply the tag as Hutchison slid in safely for the sacrifice fly to make it 13-4.
Yeah, I think she also made the right decision not trying to throw that down to second base either, potentially letting Pollock score from third.
First pitch from Badalament to Samantha Wilson upstairs, ball 1. So all runners advanced on the sac fly as well. Kuhn at third, or excuse me, Pollock at third, Kuhn at second. Wilson takes strike 1, a ball and a strike on the righty.
Wilson 1 for 1 on the day. Also has walked, so.
In there for strike 2. Good fastball, upper part of the zone from Badalament. She lets out a yell, and one more strike could end this ball game. 13-4 our score. 3 runs in the 5th inning for Georgia College, trying to stay alive. The 1-2 just below the zone, and Badalament grimacing. She thought she had strike 3, wanted it real bad, and did not get it.
She was waiting to let out that yell until the strike call, and it never came.
The 2-2 inside, ball 3. Full count for Wilson. Badalament does have first base open. But if she puts Wilson on, it goes back to the top of the lineup in Cam Caldwell.
That's the last thing you want to do is bring it back to the top with this.
And she will go there. Ball 4. Nighthawks are going to have to go against the best Georgia College hitter to try to end this game with the bases loaded and 2 outs. And Brittany Johnson will have a discussion with her leadoff hitter in this big moment for Georgia College.
Yeah, Cam Caldwell, a hit in every single game but 5 this season. That's now 32 of 37, 14 straight games with at least a hit. 9 multi-hit games over that 14-game span. So today, just 1 for 3.
First pitch, low and in for ball 1. Really close to the zone there. Badalament does not get a favorable call. Davina Checo on deck. She came in to score after being hit by a pitch. Feels like it wasn't too long ago. This inning has quickly sort of unraveled for North. The 2-0 on the ground left side, foul. And Badalament finally gets a big one. Don't want to be behind 3-0 to Cam Caldwell.
You know, let Cam really kind of dictate the pace if you go down 3-0, but getting back in the strike zone for Badalament, maybe that'll give her just the little bit of adrenaline she needs to finish off this game.
2-1, game on the line. The pitch from Badalament, up and away, 3 balls and a strike. Is Caldwell taking all the way on 3-1?
Nowhere to put her either, bases juice, so.
May have a discrepancy here. I thought it was a ball. Scoreboard says 2-2. Here's the pitch, fouled away. So now it's for sure 2 strikes. It's just about how many balls there are on the count. We'll see if the home plate umpire signals up to the press box.
think last.
That would have been a pretty late strike call. And he has not been late today. It is 2-2. Wow. Our apologies. The 2-2 upstairs. Now it's a full count. It all evens out in the end.
We saw the future, Brendan.
Yes, we predicted the future.
I think nobody will already take it now.
Full count, 2 outs. Bases loaded. The pitch up the middle. Lunsford fields it, flips to second, and Moody dropped it, so the runner's safe, and 2 runs come in to score. That makes it 13-6, and Georgia College has survived another run rule loss for the time being. Now whenever North Georgia gets the 3rd out of this inning, they will have to bat in the bottom of the 5th, as it's now 13-6.
Yeah, tough play there. Ball kind of choppy on the infield. Lunsford fielded it cleanly and tossed it to Moody, but Samantha Wilson just too quick and scored 2 runs.
And so it was Pollock and Kuhn who came in to score. It was Wilson who was safe at second. Ball skips in on the 0-1 to Checo, so 1-1 on Davina. The 1-1. Back up the middle and a base hit. Georgia College can't stop hitting in the 5th. This is going to score 2 runs. Checo coasts into second base. Caldwell and Wilson both come in to score. We have a ball game, folks. It's 13-8.
7 runs in this one inning from Georgia College. This inning has really unraveled on Badalament and just kind of pitching the contact where it kind of hurts you when they find the holes in the defense.
And now it looks like another pitching change. Chloe Poss, who started this game, appears to be coming back in. So we'll step aside for another break and be back in a moment on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Poss takes over for Badalament as 7 runs have come across in this inning. It's now 13-8, a 5-run game. Alex, ever since the first inning, it's had the makings of a run rule victory for North Georgia, but the Bobcats just do not quit. They did the same thing yesterday, and today they're doing it again.
Yeah, as we said, they're really good at stringing hits together. That's why they're one of the top offenses in the Peach Belt, but it has come in bunches for the Bobcats. We, as broadcasters for baseball and softball, we say hitting is contagious. Well, this inning, hitting has definitely been contagious for the Bobcats.
And it didn't start with hitting either. Davina Checo, reached as she was hit by a pitch. Lancaster flew out. And Gutierrez was hit by a pitch, and then Hutchison was walked. And then Badalament came in, and that's when the bats came alive with back-to-back singles, a sacrifice fly, a walk, and a fielder's choice on a bobbled infield play. And then a double in the last at-bat just before the break from Davina Checo as Lancaster is back up for the second time this inning. She's one of the only 2 outs so far in the frame. She's facing a 1-1 count. Pass delivers. Outside edge, strike 2. And North Georgia desperately just wants to get that 3rd out, get to the bottom of the inning, and perhaps win it.
Good pitch there from Pass the last 2. The second pitch of the at-bat, little looper that just kind of found the strike zones. Lancaster swung over and then clipped the outside edge.
1-2 to short. Moody throws over to first in time, and that is the 3rd out. 7-run rally in the 5th inning for Georgia College keeps this game going, and UNG will bat with the chance to win it with 3 runs in the bottom half of the inning when we come back on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
That's a timeout on Betty. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
Well, this is not exactly gone how North Georgia wanted it to. They needed just 3 outs in the top of the 5th to end the game with what would have been a 13-1 victory. Instead, they allow 7 runs from the Bobcats, and we've got a 5-run ball game. 13-8 our score. 3 runs for North Georgia here in the 5th would end the game in walk-off fashion, and UNG has a good opportunity to find those 3 runs as the leadoff hitter is the freshman catcher Carly Knowles.
Yeah, Knowles 2 for 2 on the day, 4 RBIs, courtesy of that first inning grand slam. Also has a walk thrown in there for good measure. And a double.
First pitch softly on the ground to short. Wiggins throws over to first, not in time. Knowles got down the line quickly and beat it out for an infield single.
Yeah, Knowles not really known for her speed per se, but showed off the wheels there. Kind of a slow roller over there to Wiggins and just beat the throw barely.
Now Pasa's turn. Back in the lineup as she went back in the circle as the pitcher to close out the top of the half of the inning. Still J.C. Singleton in the circle. First pitch well downstairs, skimming across the plate for ball 1.
Yeah, Singleton really the one that the Bobcats have to thank for letting them back in this game. 2 2/3 scoreless innings after the disastrous start of Cabana and Knopp, so really settled the game down.
The 1-0, Singleton went down with the first one and upstairs with the second one. 2 balls, no strikes. Now, you wouldn't have guessed with the way the UNG offense performed in the first 2 innings that many of the pitchers for Georgia College are unscathed, but that's just what Singleton has done so far. The 2-0, well upstairs and away, 3 balls, no strikes, and as her outing has been prolonged, maybe the command swaying a little bit as she's thrown 4 pitches and they have all missed the strike zone. The 3-0. Downstairs, bottom part of the strike zone for strike 1. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, I think what she's done a good job of that Cabana Knopp didn't do was just avoid the barrel of the bat from UNG, not allow those doubles and triples.
Outside, ball 4. Never really stood a chance in that bat, did Singleton, and now it's 2 on and none out for Ava Lunsford, who represents the winning run. Not known for her home run power, but Lunsford certainly does have the ability to hit the ball over the fence.
Lunsford on the day 0 for 2 RBIs, courtesy of the lone Georgia College error.
First pitch in for a strike. Oh, righty on righty matchup here. Corner infielders hug the bases. Middle infielders deep on the border between the outfield grass and the infield dirt. Of course, it's all turf here at Lynn Cottrell Park. Just different shades of turf.
Beautiful turf.
Foul ball from Lunsford, so it's no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 just fended off, lifted foul, and nobody could get to it. Kind of floated back towards the Georgia College dugout. Gutierrez was late leaving her crouch, though. Sorry, Wilson, the catcher now. And a delay from Singleton to get her hands covered in chalk in the back of the circle as she now looks at the wristband, fixes her mask, twiddles the ball in the glove off her hip, and raises above her head to fire. Outside, ball 1.
Yeah, Lunsford done a good job today. Not too many at-bats this season, but just seeing the ball well and not striking out, which kind of a calling card of the Nighthawks.
Nighthawks have only struck out a few times today. Lunsford was one of them back in the first inning, but she sees another ball here, and it's 2-2 now.
Only 3 strikeouts on the day for the Nighthawks, 6 in total for both teams. So both teams really just lots of flyouts, lots of ground outs. So
the 2-2, swing and a miss. Would have been ball 3 in on the shoes of Lunsford, but she offered at it, and instead it's the first out.
Good slider there from Singleton. Just got her out in front on the front door slider. Nothing Lunsford could do. Couldn't hold her bat back.
First out of the inning with the strikeout brings up Mary Seal Brumby. She struck out back in the second, but had that frozen rope double in the first. Swinging a hot bat. Righty on lefty matchup, and Brumby could end the game here with 1 swing. She takes strike 1 on the off speed in the bottom of the zone on the first pitch.
She is known for having power in her bat, so.
Brumby with a very slow waggle just off her left shoulder with the bat. Prepares and rockets one to second to throw back to first on the line out. It's a double play. Poss was off the bag and went right to Checo off the bat of Brumby, and she threw first to double up the Nighthawks. And now with still just a 5-run deficit, Georgia College is feeling good. They'll bat in the 6th when we come back on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
Hey there, sports fans. Ready to unlock incredible hotel deals? Get a free membership and save up to 50%. Stay grand. Spend less. The simplest site, the best unpublished hotel deals. peachbelttravel.com
Boy, how this game has turned. 13-1 was the lead for North Georgia. They give up 7 runs in the top of the 5th, but still have a chance in the bottom half to win the game with potentially 3 runs, and they get the first 2 runners on. Infield single from Knowles, a walk from Pass, but then Lunsford strikes out, and Brumby lines into a double play, and Georgia College has all the momentum in this game.
Yeah, unfortunately from Brumby, mentioned her early season struggles, just hitting frozen ropes right at people. Where that struck again, just completely crushed the ball straight to Checo.
On the ground, through for a base hit. 1 pitch and a leadoff single from Carly Gutierrez. The Bobcats just continue to find a way. They seem destined to make North Georgia work for it.
Yeah, they've really done a good job of just finding a pitch they want early in the count, not letting it get too deep into the count, and then just turning on it and putting it in a hole.
Now Emily Hutchison, righty on lefty. First pitch, outside, strike 1 as Pass caught the corner.
Good frame job there from Knowles, too, to sell that pitch. Not sure it was a strike, but Knowles got her pitcher of the call, so.
Pass checks the wrist quickly before delivering a ball that is crushed to deep right field over the head of Laval Masonette off the top of the wall, nearly a home run. And both runners stopped because I think for a moment they thought it was a home run. Hutchison was just inches away. That hit the top of the wall and died as it came back into the ballpark. So instead, it's a double. And with nobody out, there's runners at second and third for Georgia College.
Yeah, somewhat interestingly, that ball hit off the top of the wall out there and right with Tegan. Well, she did the same thing earlier in the game. It hit off the top of the center field wall and bounced back in. So the wall has taken away 2 home runs now. 1 from each team.
And so a defensive meeting in the circle for the Nighthawks. The umpires having a discussion as well. I don't think, obviously they're likely discussing whether that ball was a home run or not, having hit the top of the wall. And when we say the top of the wall, we don't mean the face of the wall that faces the inner part of the ballpark. We mean the top. And it looks like they're still not going to say it was a home run. The call stays as or the play stays as called. And it's a double for Emily Hutchison. Now Caroline Pollock at the plate.
Pollock 1 for 2 on the day, 1 RBI.
A base hit could make this a 3-run game. That first pitch, ball outside that tipped off the glove of Knowles, nearly squirted away and brought in a run, but she pounced on it quickly just to the left of home plate to make sure the runners didn't move. It's Gutierrez at third and Hutchison at second. Keeps on the rubber with her right toes, checks the watch, leans back, and now fires in. This one's out to center field. That one's deep. Reeves going back. That one is gone. A 3-run homer for Caroline Pollock. It's a 2-run game.
Yeah, all the momentum going in favor of the Bobcats. 10 runs in the past 2 innings. We're just a bloop and a blast away from being knotted at 13 in the late stages of this game.
This has been a miraculous comeback for Georgia College, not only because they were down 12 runs and now they're only down 2, but they've done it all late. I mean, they had 1 out in the 5th inning, trailing by 12 with a runner on base, and it was like, okay, this game will be over in a minute when North Georgia picks up the final 2 outs on defense, but Georgia College has just not quit. They've done all of this late and have just built this tidal wave of momentum as Eliza Kuhn takes a pitch up and in for ball 1.
If we go back to yesterday, after the fifth inning and beyond, the Bobcats have scored, by my math, 13 runs. So just onslaught of offense here from the Bobcats late.
Ball 2 misses outside, 2-0 to Kuhn. Pass has found the strike zone for a called strike once in the first 3 batters of this 6th inning. And finally she gets a strike there as Kuhn watched it go by.
Time was called there for to let the Georgia College bench get back in the dugout. They were spilling out onto the field a little bit.
2-1. Bottom rail, strike 2. Kuhn stepped out for a moment, now steps back into the left-handed batter's box. Waits on the pitch from Paas, who delivers outside, and it just dribbles fouled on the third base line off the end of the bat.
If you're the Nighthawks, that's actually what you wanted there, because Journey Roberts had to go to the ground to get that ball in foul territory, and Kuhn was pretty much already at first base. So
yeah, Roberts would have had essentially no chance to make that play. So now 2-2. Kuhn swings and just lifts it foul back to the screen.
We've seen a good battle here from Kuhn, just staying alive, trying to find a pitch he likes, just taking the ones that she doesn't. So
this will be pitch number 7 of the at-bat coming up. Paas spinning the ball off her hip. Now puts in the glove and fires, and foul tipped just barely. Kuhn tried to slap that one for probably an infield single, and she just caught a piece of it. Was nearly strike 3.
Yeah, the old hit and run, almost swinging bunt there. Kuhn would have been pretty much halfway to first base before the Nighthawks were even able to react.
So now 2-2 again, inside a full count. Still nobody out in this inning. Already 3 runs have come across on the 3-run shot from Caroline Pollock. Her 2nd homer of the year. Paas ready. Kuhn ready as she bends the knees. Eyes into the circle. The payoff. Out into center field. Reeves, long run. Dives! Bobbles it. It just gets out of her glove. Almost a spectacular play from Sydney Reeves. Caught it, landed, had it for a moment, and then it just slipped out. And it's a double again for the Bobcats and Kuhn.
Yeah, I think the wind kind of helped that one. Just carried it away from Sydney Reeves. The wind's blowing out to left field. Sydney Reeves had to run a long way to get that. Almost made a sensational play as it stands. Kuhn stands on second base, tying run at the plate.
Yeah, Reeves was firmly in left center when she dove and came up with the ball, but couldn't hang on. And the first pitch now to Casey Wiggins is a ball outside. Where can North Georgia get an out?
Seems like nowhere the past couple innings.
Tying run at the plate for the first time in this game. Two balls, no strikes on Wiggins. Kuhn at second. And ball 3. This is turning desperate for North Georgia.
It is. You're just trying to make any pitch you can, trying to at least get a productive out of Casey Wiggins, move the runner over to third, but at least get an out for the inning.
Kuhn at second, bends her knees and angles toward third base. Set in a running motion. 3 balls and no strikes. Does Wiggins have the green light? She takes all the way. Don't think she had it. And strike 1.
Yeah, the way Poss has been pitching this inning, I don't think I would have a green light either if I was Georgia College. Don't want to stunt the momentum that you already have.
3-1. Upstairs, ball 4. Single, double, home run, double, walk in the first 5 batters of this 6th inning. Here comes Aaliyah Medina, and do they go to the bullpen? It doesn't look like they will. Medina discussing things with Poss. They do have the double play on. Wiggins at first and Kuhn at second. Almost every Nighthawk pitcher in the bullpen getting ready as well, just in case. And we're probably one batter reaching away from Medina or O'Hare coming back out of the dugout and opening that bullpen door.
Yeah, Gracie West and Angelina Bedellman both warming up now, trying as fast as they can to get themselves ready for what could potentially be a sticky situation coming in for either pitcher.
So it'll be Samantha Wilson. Started the game as the DP, has been moved to the catcher position. Walked and scored her last time up in the 5th. Drops down a bunt, and it goes under her barrel, foul for strike 1.
Yeah, 1 for 1. Samantha Wilson on the day. Smart there from Samantha Wilson, just trying to get the runners Kuhn and Wiggins both into scoring position for the top of the Bobcat lineup coming back up after her.
Wiggins at first represents the tying run. Wilson at the plate, the go-ahead. Drops down another bunt. And she pulled the bat back. I didn't think she pulled it back in time, but they say ball 1.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that. That was a pretty close pitch, but as we said earlier, you've been a little bit wild. You're not going to get that call from the umpire.
Wilson way forward in the box, waiting for the 1-1 as Poss looks at her wrist and now comes set. Delivers. Another bunt dropped down. Scooped up by the third baseman, Roberts. She throws to Lunsford, the second baseman covering. And North Georgia finally gets an out, but it's one that Georgia College was willing to give them as they put the tying run in scoring position at second base in the form of Casey Wiggins.
He now brings up Cam Caldwell, who we've mentioned all weekend. Very dangerous hitter at the plate. 2 runners in scoring position, could potentially tie this ball game up with one swing of the bat, or put the Bobcats in the lead.
Caldwell's certainly capable of that. Only 3 homers on the year for her, but does have that kind of power. First pitch, lets it go all the way and takes a strike. And for what feels like the first time in a long time, Chloe Poss is ahead in the count.
Yeah, getting that first pitch strike for Poss is huge for potentially her confidence going forward. Maybe that'll get her going through the rest of this inning.
The 0-1. Snow coned by Knowles on the outside. She saved a wild pitch there.
Great catch. Just stuck the glove out there and hoped that the ball went in there. Hoped the ball went in the glove, and it did.
Now the 1-1. Fouled right back to the screen. If there was no screen, we would have had to duck.
Don't worry, Brendan. I would have protected you and caught it.
Thanks. 1-2 on Caldwell. Pass fires upstairs. Drops in just at the last moment to the top part of the zone for strike 3, and Caldwell can only slowly walk back. And Brittany Johnson is in disbelief that that was strike 3. She was asking if the home plate umpire said that Caldwell swung. She was caught looking. I thought it was a good pitch from Pass. It had rising action, but at the last moment dropped down into the top part of the zone. I thought it was a correct call.
Yeah, it looked good. It was a borderline pitch, and Caldwell didn't like it, but strike 3.
It's the second out. Davina Checo goes chasing one down and away on the first pitch for strike 1. And now Brittany Johnson calls time to talk with her second baseman. And now Checo back into the right-handed batter's box. The 1-0. Outside. Sorry, 1-1. That was the 0-1.
Good eye there from Checo. Kind of swung, got a ball in the dirt for the first strike, and then after that little talk from Johnson, took that pitch outside. Good take from Checo.
Yeah, Post didn't go quite back to the same spot as she did in the first one, but still outside nonetheless. And there's the same pitch that she struck out Caldwell with. That late darting action down into the zone from the upper angle for strike 2. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that slider just has so much bite to it. It just kind of rises over the mountain and then just drops off a cliff. So
top of the 6th inning, 13-11, North Georgia leads. 2 outs, 2 runners on. The tying run in scoring position, but Checo swings and misses for strike 3. Chloe Pass strikes out the final 2 hitters of the 6th inning, and North Georgia will look to add to its lead in the bottom of the frame when we come back on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
At the heart of America's gold rush stands a beacon of leadership, tradition, and excellence. A university that has always led the way, forging an environment for broad-based academics, world-class athletics, and tomorrow's military leaders. The University of North Georgia. Learning and leadership, passion and preparation, transformation and tradition. We are the University of North Georgia.
Balance. It isn't just essential in your sport, it's essential in life, especially college life. It's everything you need to thrive in school, in sport, and everything in between. The key is just finding a place where you can pursue it all, because the real beauty lies in the balance. If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
Tegan Laval Masonette will lead it off in the bottom of the 6th. North Georgia with a 2-run lead. They might need a little bit of insurance with the way the last few innings have gone. 7 runs for the Bobcats in the 5th, 3 in the 6th. They rally from down 12 to 2 here late in this game. Laval Masonette takes strike 1 in the first pitch from Singleton.
All momentum currently on the Bobcat side. UNG looking for any offense, any insurance runs that they can get to try and close this game out in the 7th inning.
The 0-1 fouled on the right field line. No balls and 2 strikes now on Tegan.
Taking 1 for 1 on the day. 2 runs and an RBI. Also been hit by a pitch. Had that frozen rope double earlier in the game.
The 0-2 upstairs. Laval Masonette easily watches that one go. Just a complete 180 from where this game was 2 innings ago. both in its feel, momentum, and obviously on the scoreboard. The 1-2 misses up and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and usually that's how it goes. If one team has all the momentum and all the feel, then usually the scoreboard will reflect that as well. So
on the ground, left side, good snag by Caldwell at third. The throw to first is in time. Beats Laval Masonette by half a step. What a nice play by Cam Caldwell.
You got it into her glove, got it out of her glove in a hurry. Had to get Tegan, who runs well down the line, and just got her.
And now Roberts. First pitch, flied to right. Diving, she couldn't get there, was Kuhn. Off her glove, and Roberts goes to second. Journey Roberts with a jolt for the Nighthawk offense, and one that they need.
Journey, her first hit on the day, just kind of blooped a hit out there in right field and got away from Kuhn out there, allowed Journey Roberts to reach second base. For Journey Roberts, her first hit in the series. So
now it'll be the top of the order with Sydney Reeves. First pitch, Reeves swings and fouls it back over the press box.
Both teams have gotten contributions from the bottom of their order, feeding the top of the order, letting the top kind of score the runs, let the bottom of the order get on base for them, and both teams really adapted that today.
The 0-1, Reeves thought about offering, maybe should have, it was a called strike.
Reeves perfect on the day, homer short of the cycle with 4 RBIs, so.
It's now 0-2 on the center fielder. Singleton puts the ball and glove on her right hip, pops above her head, winds and fires a ball low and away.
Good eye there from Reeves, just kind of just off the plate there. Those batters, a lot of batters would have swung at that. Not Sydney Reeves, though. Not that often do you see her swinging a ball outside like that.
1-2. Back up the middle, past the pitcher. And Roberts will score easily. Reeves thought about going to second. It was cut off, but then bobbled on the cutoff by Lancaster, so Reeves does move up to second base. And North Georgia gets another run.
Yeah, that could potentially be a huge insurance run from Journey Roberts. Nighthawks up by 3, and good base running there by Sydney Reeves, kind of going quarter of the way between first and second, and then when she sees the ball bobble, just jet over there for second base, get herself in scoring position as well.
So now she's on second. Moody at the plate. Still only 1 out in the inning. 14-11. First time the Nighthawks have scored since the second inning. And Moody takes a strike.
We kind of saw this yesterday, too. The Bobcats kind of bring it back within 4 yesterday, 3 here, and Nighthawks respond so far with 1 run.
The 0-1 to Moody. Popped up left side. Able to get under it is Pollock, and she makes the catch. So 2 down now for Natalie Ray.
Moody just got underneath it, popped it up. And Sydney Reeves, even with her speed, was never going to advance to third. Natalie Ray 1 for 2 on the day, with 2 runs and a walk, so productive day at the plate from her.
Righty on lefty matchup here as Ray waggles the bat and steps and watches a ball.
Sydney Reeves also thought about jetting for third momentarily, but wisely decided not to. Ball didn't get far enough away from the catcher, Samantha Wilson.
The 1-0. Out to left, deep, back, off the top of the wall. Reeves scores easily. Ray has to hustle for second. I think she thought it was gone. Most people in the ballpark did. And Natalie Ray with another RBI knock this season makes it 15-11.
Good piece of hitting there from the Nighthawks this inning. Just, we talked about it earlier, just hit doubles and replace the other person with a double, and now Carly Knowles up to the plate. See what she can do.
Georgia College starting to let its momentum slip. You can feel it shifting now, and with this girl at the plate, who knows what can happen? Well, we all know what can happen. It's a matter of if it will. First pitch inside at the knees, ball 1.
I'm really not sure if Carly Knowles is going to see a pitch that she can do damage on with first base open.
The 1-0. Could have done damage on that one. They say foul ball as she roped it to third. Looked like it maybe curled around the bag, but the umpires say no, so strike 1.
Hammered that too to Carly Knowles. Just couldn't keep it fair. Probably would have scored Natalie Ray from second. Miss Codwell made another sensational play over there at third base.
So it's 1-1 as Knowles looks at the sign from her head coach down there at third base and steps back into the deep inner corner of the right-handed batter's box. The pitch from Singleton. Floated foul over the screen. Back to the top row of the stands.
Probably kicking herself for missing that one too. That was a upper middle fastball that she just got the bottom of the ball and fouled it off, but that was one that she could have potentially done some real damage to.
The 1-2. Upstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You're seeing Carly just not offer too many balls that aren't at least close.
Perhaps the most disciplined hitter at the plate this season for UNG. Certainly the most damaging. Here's the 2-2 with 2 down. Skips off her shoelaces or over them for ball 3. Full count. 4-run game. Runner at second is Ray. RBI double just before this. Knowles, the catcher, bends at the knees and waits. Singleton delivers the payoff way upstairs. Never stood a chance.
You're probably smart there from Singleton, not wanting to risk Carly Knowles getting a hold of one.
Yeah, that 3-2 certainly has to be close to the edge, but nowhere near the Singleton did. Now it'll be Paz to bat with 2 on.
Paz on the day, 1 for 2 with a walk, so good day from her.
First pitch to Paz outside. Ball 1. She was the starting pitcher in today's matchup and the most recent pitcher, but she did not stay for the entire duration. And to come out a little bit earlier in the game, UNG has been through a number of pitchers in this one to try to find a way to win during this comeback that Georgia College has put together. That one's low, 2-0.
Really, it's the same kind of story yesterday. North Georgia goes up big, 10-1, and then Georgia College comes back and North Georgia responds, putting up some insurance runs headed into the 7th inning. So
Brittany Johnson will leave her dugout on this 2-0 to talk over strategy with her starting pitcher and 2 runners on. One more base runner, and North Georgia would have the winning run at the plate. So certainly big situation here. But 2 outs in the inning for GCSU.
we'll also see if first base coach Derek Harmon can beat Carly Knowles back to first base, as it looks like they're just going to walk and talk strategy instead of racing over there.
So now both huddles have broken. Two 2-0 on Pass.
Pass really wants to help her own cause here. Get a base hit, score Natalie Ray from second if she can.
Singleton rears back, steps forward. Pass ropes one out to left, just foul by a foot down the left field line. That one jumped off her bat. Instead, it's strike one.
Just out in front of that pitch, or else that's trouble, because they're not only sending Natalie Ray, obviously, from second base, but Brooke O'Hare was sending Carly Knowles home no matter what, so.
Two and one now after the long strike. Singleton again. Pass again. This one's a line drive to the gap in left center. Ray will score. Knowles will score. Pollock delayed and finally got it in. And Chloe Pass with a 2-run double makes it 17-11. And North Georgia has the winning run back at the plate.
Kind of ironic there. Almost an exact replica of what Chloe Pass did the previous pitch, except that ball was about 25 yards towards left center field, and easily scored Natalie Ray and Carly Knowles from first and second base.
Yeah, Knowles came to score, and it was never close. There's a little bit of a delay from Pollock. Lunsford out to left center field. That one will also drop just shy of the warning track. This will be another run-scoring double. Ava Lunsford, one pitch, and now she's on base as the walk-off runner.
What a response here from the Nighthawks. All the momentum's on the Bobcat side. You're thinking, oh no, 13-11, what do we do? 7th inning. Well, Brendan, we might not get to the 7th inning.
It's Mary Seal Brumby's turn, righty on lefty matchup. Brumby has not had a hit since her double back in the first inning. Would be no better time for one than right now. Popped up, shortstop, going back, making the catch is Casey Wiggins. And we will play a 7th inning. Georgia College trails 18-11 on the Nighthawk Sports Network in the top of the 7th when we come back.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
Hey there, sports fans. Ready to unlock incredible hotel deals? Get a free membership and save up to 50%. Stay grand. Spend less. The simplest site, the best unpublished hotel deals. PeachBeltTravel.com.
Does Georgia College have one last rally in them? If they put up 7 runs in this inning, which would be the most, or would tie the most in an inning for them in this series, they would tie the game. 18-11 is the deficit for the Bobcats here in the top of the 7th. They got it as close as 2 runs at 13-11, but allowed 5 to come across in the home half of the 6th. And now they've got work to do in the top of the 7th. North Georgia needs just 3 outs to win the game and series in the first of this doubleheader. Game 2 will come up about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one.
It's sort of the same thing we saw yesterday. North Georgia goes up big, 10-1 after 3. Georgia College comes back down by 4. Then North Georgia puts a lid on it with 3 runs in the 5th and 6th. So we can do the same here.
Right back up the middle over the head of Chloe Pasa. First pitch line drive single from Sydney Lancaster sets the tone here in the 7th.
Bobcat showing no loss of momentum after North Georgia put up 5 runs.
Paz now ready to face Gutierrez. First pitch under the zone for ball 1.
Yeah, for Paz, you just kind of need to throw strikes. Your offense got you back 5 runs, just throw strikes and try to let your defense do the rest.
And up and away, Paz misses again. Does Georgia College have it in them to put together another 7-run inning?
Or potentially more.
That's Gutierrez out to left and off the glove of Natalie Ray. Should have been caught. They will still get the out at second as Lancaster had retreated back to first. So nonetheless, it all equates the same in the box score as 1 out and a runner at first.
Very, very loud out there. Gutierrez just smoked that ball. Natalie Ray dropped in left field, but unfortunately for GCSU, Lancaster retreated.
And runner goes down to second. Throw from Knowles. No, Lunsford dropped it. In time, Carly Knowles almost caught Gutierrez, who I don't quite think she was stealing, but once the pitch got away from Knowles a little bit, then she went for it, but Carly jumped on it quickly and threw down. Lunsford just couldn't hold on.
Yeah, but that runner's okay. You're up 7 runs. Just get the batters at the plate and end the game if you're North Georgia.
To second, Lunsford down to an E. Fields and throws for the second out, and Georgia College is down to its last out. But their hero at the plate, Caroline Pollock, a 3-run shot in the 7th, provided the biggest spark in this game for the Bobcats. She'll step up and try to keep it alive with Gutierrez over at third. Popped up foul on the first pitch over the screen and past the grandstands.
Pollock today 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs on the day, home run and a walk. So, very productive day for her.
The 0-1 skips in, 1-1. The 1-1 from Paz. Popped up. This could be the game. Just beyond second, Moody calls everybody off and makes the catch. And North Georgia survives with a win against Georgia College here in Game 1. They led 13-1. They win it 18-11. An impressive effort from the Bobcats to come back in this one, Alex, but it was just too little too late.
Yeah, they scored 10 runs in 2 innings, which normally would be enough to beat most teams, but Unfortunately, North Georgia just had a little bit too much in the tank for the Bobcats today. They could not mount a rally as the final score ends 18-11 in favor of the Nighthawks.
18-11, Nighthawks win Game 1. Game 2 coming up in 30 minutes. We're going to step aside, go eat some fruit, and we'll come back in a little bit on the Nighthawk Sports Network to bring you Game 2 of this doubleheader as the Nighthawks have won the series, and we'll look to close it out with a sweep in about half an hour when we come.